Before we start the table session today, I will briefly introduce once again our objective of this table session. As we all know, table session we have 2 minutes of impromptu speech, and I will ask a question first, and I will invite some of you guys who don't have something to do this night to give us a speech, to do some sharing. Don't worry, it will be very. I won't say it's very unprofessional, but it's just a kind of casual, but it's just pop up what on your mind. It's okay. And once again, I will remind you about the time signals at the very back. And the green card means you have a minute left, and yellow cards means 30 seconds, and red means time's up. Okay, are you ready? So maybe you've already noticed today's topic is hiking, but don't worry. Let's move it from very beginning, from a very general topic. Maybe you have noticed the changes around us nowadays. Maybe you are taking off your heavy clothes, and in the classroom the air conditioning is already on. So maybe you've already noticed that spring is already here. So the first question is, what do you like the most for spring, or what will we do in spring? Are you ready to welcome spring? Who would like to give some sharing first? About spring, whatever you think of. Mary, would you like to have a try? Just come up to the stage here, and you have 2 minutes. You can organize it like a little speech, like from the beginning to the body and then conclusion.
Thank you. When I think of spring, I think it's the lunar New Year just passed away from us. I don't know. I think tomorrow is the last day for us to celebrate this, to visit relatives and our friends, whatever. This year, I just visited my grandpa's home and then my grandparents' home, and then unfortunately, during the very very happy New Year's Day, my grandma just fell down and then she went to hospital. All of us are very very upset because she is already very old, and then she had her legs and arms broken. For old people, we all know that it may take time for her to recover fully. And I went to her home and take care of my grandma because my grandma went to the hospital, and I cooked for him and shared my daily. I just stay with him. Actually, I usually not spend too much time with my grandparents previously because I think old people are boring and I don't know what to say with them. But this time I know more about my grandpa. I think he is very kind, although my grandma already went to hospital, and then he comforted me and then say something to calm me down.
Thanks for Mary sharing some warm moments or warm memories from her family. And I think that's probably the feeling of spring that brings you warmth, and also the kindness of love or kindness of life. And let's come to the second question. Maybe did you notice that actually the symbol or some characteristics of spring is that the flowers are blossoming? So there's flowers everywhere, and I noticed that I read a report the other day and noticed that there's some sakura, and that is called in Japanese sakura, the cherry flower. In case you don't know, it's very beautiful, I should say. So maybe we could welcome some of our Japanese friends to share a little bit about the flower or some customers relating to it that you enjoy back in your country. Maybe the guy at the very outside.
Huh? Oh, me?
Yes.
Okay.
I will give the stage.
Hello, let me do. Yes. Okay, let me start the speech. Yes, my name is Akiya Goto. Yes, please call me Akiya. Yes. And yeah, as you know, sakura, the cherry blossom, is the most famous flower in Japan. And many Chinese friends, I have many Chinese friends, yes, but many Chinese friends want to see the sakura and Fujisan, yes, in the same time. But we cannot enjoy sakura and Fujisan same time. Why? Because we cannot go to Fujisan March. Why? Because there are many snows. There are snowing in Fujisan. Yes, so it is very dangerous to go to Fujisan. Yes, so we cannot go to Fujisan much. So we cannot enjoy cherry blossom and Fujisan at the same time. Yes, yes, please, please remember this. Yes, yeah. What should I say? Yes, let me see. Yes, yes. When is the most beautiful time about sakura? Yes. When is the most beautiful?
March.
Yes, March. And so what season? So the how should I say? Yes. Blossom. This season or falling blossom season? Yes. Which part is more beautiful? Falling, yes, falling. So we think that falling sakura is like a human life. Yes, all people, all human will die. Yes. So cherry blossom is also yes. This one is like a die. Yes. Yes.
Thanks for your speech, and I really enjoy your pronunciation of Teach me after the meeting.
Yes.
I believe most of us are very moved by his speech, his enthusiastic speech, and also I'm very longing for the spring in Japan. I wish I could go there sometime in the future. And being here in Hong Kong, maybe you've noticed that, and many of my friends are complaining that Hong Kong doesn't have a spring. Actually, most of the year are summer, and maybe around New Year there's a short period of winter. So, what do you think of this? Are you complaining about this, or do you think there's really a spring in Hong Kong? Anyone? Maybe you wanna have a try?
Here.
Oh, okay. Sorry
Thank you.
for stage.
I need to ask everyone a question first because I needed an opportunity to wear something fancy. So should I wear this bow tie?
Yes.
But you were just mentioning that in Hong Kong it's almost always summer throughout the year. Well, I come from Australia, and I think everyone knows the stereotype about Australia. It's very hot all the time. And that's mostly true for the most part. I came from an area which is very hot and it's dry wind. So in Hong Kong you have a very humid climate and that makes it it's almost like walking through a swamp all the time. I remember I came to Hong Kong in 2005 when I was a lot younger than I am now. And it's one of the reasons why I'm here at the moment. And I went outside at 12 o'clock at night and usually it's nice and cool at that time in Australia. It was bloody hot. It was incredibly hot. And I was just sort of walking around like, oh, it's terrible. But I very cold here at the moment compared to Australia, and I don't know how you guys can put up with that because it never gets this level of cold in Australia. We always have heat, but we don't live in the desert. Because a lot of people are like, oh, your backyard, it's like kangaroos and cactuses, and you live like 100 kilometers away from everyone else, and you go to school on kangaroos. That's not true. I do live in a coastal town, so there's also beaches, really nice beaches as well. If you ever go to Australia, I'd recommend Newcastle. We have the best beaches. Sydney has the worst. Too crowded. Yeah, I'd just like to say that your climate is interesting. Now it's always sort of hot and cold and coldish hot, and I'm getting the sign to leave. Didn't know yet.
I'm very excited to have different culture here sharing, and maybe it's time for us to move to our theme today. It's about hiking. So, since Hong Kong, many people have the impression that Hong Kong is so crowded and there's people everywhere and people are, for the long time being, they busy with work and they don't have any life, so-called life. So, maybe it's time to encourage people to go for hiking and really enjoy the nature. So, are there anyone really go for hiking and maybe could share a little bit experience on it? Where would you like to go hiking and how do you like it?
Maybe I try.
Oh, great!
I think this topic is for me. And don't just very serious. I built the website. This website is about hiking in Hong Kong. I built this. I collect information in English. Good for you guys. So this topic is really for me. I cannot stop myself from coming up. So let me do a little bit of advertisement. My website, I have many sort of uncommon hiking routes in Hong Kong. Many people only knows the major routes advertised in Hong Kong government web page. But there's so many dangerous, remote, and yet very, very beautiful hiking places in Hong Kong. We have rivers. Maybe you've never seen one. But we have rivers, we have stream, we have waterfall, we have cave, underground cave. Everything is documented here, and you can check it out. It's all the routes, altitude, how to get there, how to get around some obstacle. All information are documented here. I also tell you difficulties. That's very serious because some routes are very, very difficult. You need a guide. You need someone experienced in that area in order to take you there. If not, just stay with the government advertised hiking routes. Do not try that one. If you want something serious, call me. Maybe I can organize some routes for that really, really adventurous hiking trail in Hong Kong. Thank you.
Thanks for the introduction.
You can wave it up. She raised that.
What's your name?
Leo.
Leah?
And here comes the last chance, the final chance. Maybe I hope this question could lead you a step forward to help you better prepare for a hiking trip. So, what do you think do you need for a hiking trip? What do you need? Anything you can think of. What do you need?
Do I go up?
Oh yeah.
Do I tell who times me?
Are you Mary?
Okay.
Could you? Yeah.
Oh, alright. I actually met hiking here. I don't know if you were there, but it was my first time going hiking on these double mountains. I was unprepared for everything. I didn't know how steep the hill was and the steps, and well, I have definitely learned. from other locals who hike. They actually had a water backpack, which is very nice, and also have another backpack, you know, in case they need stuff like they get hurt. So bring lots of water, good shoes because I didn't have good shoes. Let's see, you need to have. I think you would wear a hat there because it's like, you know, sun and all that stuff. Get a walking stick. Those hiking sticks. I saw a lot of people use those, especially when going up the hill, because I was actually really supportive with you. When you get tired, you don't want to have to sit on those steps like I did. I sat on those steps like 10 times up the hill. Goodness. You need to wear something light. Don't wear anything like long pants like I did or long sleeves like I did. Just very loose, try to be very comfortable. And as for a girl, you need to have your hair up most of the time because you sweat. And just, wear bottoms. That's all you need. So, that's about it.
Thank you. I think you've already covered most of the things. And I come up with maybe the most important thing, maybe or above all, is your mind. I mean, to really open your mind to the nature and really to experience or expose yourself to the outer world and really experience the new things or anything popping up accidentally around the world. Maybe that's it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Personally, I also very enjoy hiking. You know, when I was younger, I joined the trail walker. Yeah, for 4 times. Yeah, and one time I failed, couldn't finish, but for the other 3 times I finished. Yeah, improving. But now I'm getting old, so I decided to just bring my kids to a family trail easier.